Hualien floods. Expert warns against mass volunteer entry. Qishan banana prices plunge to record low. YouBike outage hits Taipei, New Taipei, Taoyuan. U.S. government shuts down. Dozens of students trapped after school collapses in Indonesia. Total internet blackout in Afghanistan. Japanese brewing giant Asahi hit by cyberattack. Popular Egyptian strongman pulls 700-ton ship with his teeth.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on Funny News. It's Thursday, October 2nd, World Farm Animals Day, and here are your top stories. And for today's Taiwan news, severe flooding from the Taoyuan Creek Burial Lake devastated Guangfu Township in Hualien, drawing over 10,000 volunteers to help with cleanup. However, former Interior Minister and NTU Civil Engineering Professor Li Hongyuan warned that untrained civilians risk spreading disease and straining resources. He stressed that disaster zones require professional rescue workers, not mass volunteer entry. Banana prices in Kaohsiung's Qishan have seen wild swings this year. After hitting $110 per kilogram in March due to last year's typhoon damage, top quality bananas have now crashed to $8, far below the $12 cost. Farmers say they cannot even cover labor and fertilizer, forcing them to plant at a loss. Taipei, New Taipei, and Taoyuan YouBike systems experienced major outages on the evening of the 1st, leaving many stations unusable. Services have resumed, but the system remains unstable. Authorities said fees will be waived within the 30-minute free period while the issue is investigated. And in global news, the federal government has officially shut down after a deadlocked Congress failed to pass a funding measure to keep the lights on. And no one inside the Capitol knows what will happen next. A weeks-long stalemate between Republicans and Democrats over enhanced Obamacare subsidies has resulted in the first government shutdown since 2019. Leaders of both parties are privately and publicly adamant that they will not be blamed for the funding lapse.
The bill, upon reconsideration, is not passed.
Republicans insist Democrats need to agree to extend current funding for another 7 weeks. But Democrats refuse without major concessions in exchange for their votes to pass any measure in the Senate. Senators left the Capitol on Tuesday night uncertain how long the shutdown could last. The Senate is set to vote again Wednesday morning on the same GOP plan, which Republican leaders vowed to put on the floor daily until enough Democrats yield and agree to reopen the government. Many Democrats have publicly declared they will not relent, even as President Donald Trump and his budget office ramp up threats to use the shutdown to further shrink government, in some cases permanently.
Indonesian rescue teams are frantically searching for scores of young students buried for 2 days under concrete rubble after their Islamic boarding school collapsed during afternoon prayers. In one pocket of the mangled concrete, authorities located 6 children alive and were providing food, water, and oxygen to the trapped group. In total, at least 91 people remain missing, feared to be under the rubble. Currently, at least 3 people have died and 100 others were injured.
Indonesian officials have warned that time is running out to reach those still alive as the mammoth rescue operation entered its 3rd day. Desperate family members have gathered at the school in the town of Sidoarjo, where a list of the missing students had been posted. The students, mostly boys aged between 12 and 18, were performing afternoon prayers in a hall when the building collapsed on Monday. About 300 rescue workers continued efforts to reach those trapped on Wednesday, but progress has been hampered by the instability of the collapsed structure, and there are concerns that using heavy machinery to remove the debris could cause the building to collapse further.
Afghanistan faced a sweeping internet blackout on Tuesday after ruling Taliban vowed to cut off access as part of a crackdown on immoral activities, sparking fears of further isolation for millions living under their increasingly harsh rule. Internet watchdog NetBlocks said the multiple networks in Afghanistan had been disconnected and that telephone services had also been impacted. It described the situation as a total internet blackout in the nation of 43 million people.
The United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan, UNAMA, has called on Taliban authorities to immediately and fully restore nationwide internet and telecommunications access. Afghans abroad said they were unable to reach family members inside the country, and on Tuesday morning, flight data showed several incoming flights to Kabul were cancelled. The blackout appears to be the most extensive and coordinated telecom shutdown in Afghanistan since the Taliban returned to power in 2021, raising fears of a return to the strictures of previous Taliban rule, which banned television, satellites, and other mass communication devices in its war on immorality.
Japanese brewing giant Asahi has been hit by a cyber attack that caused a systems failure affecting the company's shipping and customer service operations. Asahi said there had been no confirmed leakage of personal information or customer data, and its European operations, including the UK, were not affected. However, the company said that its order and shipment operations in Japan and its customer service operations have been suspended.
Asahi is the biggest brewer in Japan and also owns global beer brands including Peroni, Pilsner Urquell, and Grolsch. It owns Fuller's in the UK, which is brewed in West London. Fuller's produces London Pride, as well as cider and soft drinks brand Cornish Orchards, and craft cask brewer Dark Star. Asahi apologized in a statement. "We are actively investigating the cause and working to restore operations. However, there is currently no estimated timeline for recovery." In a report last year, Asahi listed a cyberattack among the main risks it faced in the short to medium term. It assessed that such an attack could potentially interrupt its business, create cash flow issues, and damage its brand.
With nothing but grit, muscle, and an iron jaw, a hugely popular Egyptian wrestler geared up for an extraordinary challenge Saturday, pulling a 700-ton ship across the water with a rope held only by his teeth. After the challenge, Ashraf Moras, also known by his nickname Kabonga, said in an interview, "Today I have come to break the world record. It was no easy task, but he has dazzled before with his astonishing strength. Earlier this year, he pulled a train."
He has also single-handedly pulled a locomotive and, 4 years ago, a truck. With each achievement, his popularity has soared. Children run after him in the streets, where he is known simply as Strong Man. With the ship pull, Maris, a 44-year-old native of the port city of Ismailia, hopes to earn yet another recognition from the Guinness World Records. The current Guinness World Record is for a 614-ton ship, set in 2018. Maris first pulled a 700-ton ship, and to affirm his challenge, he pulled 2 ships weighing approximately 1,150 tons together. Maris said, "I pulled them both, thanks to God, to prove to my friends and the whole world that God blessed me by making me the strongest man in the world."
The answer for yesterday was B, notorious. The nightclub is notorious for violent fights. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. U.S. government shuts down. Number 1, permanently. 永久地. The company decided to permanently close its oat factory. Number 2, shut down. 停工停产. The unexpected shutdown of the power plant affected the whole city. Number 3, shrink. 缩小, 减少, 收缩. Sales have shrunk by 20% compared to last year. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comments section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. Established in memory of Mahatma Gandhi, who believed in treating all living beings with respect, World Farm Animals Day was founded to highlight the poor conditions suffered by some farm animals and to promote awareness in the hope that something may be done to improve the lives of these innocent creatures. The first World Farm Animals Day was celebrated in 1983 as part of an international movement for the rights of farm animals. And that's all for today's FUNDAY News. Be sure to tune into FUNDAY News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Johnny Wu, your host. I'll see you next time.